Now it is Thursday, and that means we are back in nutrition educator Lynn Matava's kitchen, and prices have skyrocketed for food items that are essential for many households like eggs and chicken. Lynn has an interesting way you can substitute eggs on a budget and still create the dishes your family loves. Let's check it out.
The cost of food is a hot topic lately, especially for items that have seen a really sharp increase such as eggs. I'm going to show you some pantry swaps today that can help you in a pinch, as well as helping you save money on your food budget in the long run. Everywhere I turn, I see that we have a high price of eggs, and there's memes about the eggs, and everybody's joking about how they're going to have to, pay for eggs or pay for their rent payment. So let's talk about what we can do instead. So there's a bunch of things you can do, depending on whether or not you want to create stability in a recipe or create leavening or a rise, like when we're talking about something like muffins. You may want to use a different type of approach, but there's all sorts of things you can do in a pinch. They might not be quite as good, but they will work. Things like applesauce, yogurt is another one. If you use yogurt and a little bit of baking soda, you get that stability and the lift from it, and so that's a great thing you can do. Another thing that you can do is you can soak chia seeds, about 1 tablespoon in 3 tablespoons of water. You get this gelatinous mix, and that is something that you can use as an egg replacement that kind of gives that stability. Again, it's not the same as an egg, but it is something you can do. Chia seeds can be a little bit more pricey depending on where you purchase them. Luckily on Delmarva, we have a bunch of tiendas and international markets where you can usually get these for a pretty affordable rate. So make sure you check those out too while you're shopping local. And the last one I'm going to show you might surprise you, and it's a little bit out there, but it's something called aquafaba. And aquafaba is the juice that comes in the can of the chickpeas. Now you can also make your own. If you were to make chickpeas in a crock pot on the stove, you can cook down the liquid until you get this really thick liquid, and it is going to work the same way with no salt or additives, again, which you know is one of my favorite things, to not add extra stuff when possible. Try to get all of it out. Oops, without dumping all the chickpeas in. Little oops in the kitchen keeps me on my toes. Okay, so we have the aquafaba in here, and then again, like, you want to use low sodium for this usually, but you could take a tablespoon of this to replace an egg yolk in a recipe. You could take 2 tablespoons will replace the whites of an egg, and if you use 3 tablespoons, this is going to give you a pretty similar egg replacement. And there is something magical about this aquafaba that gives the recipe both a little bit of lift and a lot of stability. There are Facebook groups of people that are so in love with this. It was discovered about 10 years ago by a chef, I believe, in France. And there's like Facebook groups with like over 40,000 people that are obsessed, people that don't eat eggs, people that can't eat eggs, vegans, etc., with how amazing this product is. So I'm just going to use my mixer here. Turn it off to give you a peek. It's even starting to look like eggs that are being whipped up. Quite ready, but I'm going to show you again because it's starting to get a little lift to it. Okay. So it's not instant, but in a little over 5 minutes, what you actually get are these stiff peaks, and it whipped up just like meringue. So this could be used in a lot of recipes that call for things like folded egg whites, which is really cool. I've even seen people putting a little bit of vanilla and sweetening this lightly and using it as a dessert topping, so pretty cool. And again, just something we can do to not waste the stuff that's in this can, the stuff that we normally drain off, while eggs are so expensive. And really quickly, I just want to share with you, we're not going to waste these beans either. The chickpeas could be poured into a salad, they could be thrown into soups. We could even puree them in some of that chicken broth that we made earlier in the week, add a little bit of fresh herbs, and it makes a creamy and delicious and vegetarian or vegan, if you use a vegetable broth, pasta sauce. So just some cool swaps you can do. We'd love to hear what some of your favorite pantry swaps are. Reach out and let us know.
Now, as a reminder, we do have all of Lynn's tips and tricks on our website, and to find them, just log on to 47abc.com and click on the Good Morning Delmarva page.